So, of course, nowadays it's very, very important, and we don't have a clear answer. Is the impact of memory politics is positive or negative? I'm rather pessimistic, and in a minute I will tell you why. So, but maybe because I'm from Europe, yeah. Because in Europe, in last year in Europe, focusing on memory, on the history, usually means problems for democracy in the country, because focusing on the history is usually connected with a problem of the dignity of the majority, not the minority, but majority, and it is driven by some kind of resentment, of revanchism, of the idea of or the vision of threatened dignity of the majority and so-called terror of minority. Yes, so and that creates a field for politicians, for populists who use that field to achieve completely other goals. So using the historical narrative, they creates the feeling that they are speaking in the name of the people, so they are able to they have legitimacy to work, to be active in other fields. Yeah? So they use the historical narratives for as explanations in the activity of in the field of rule of law, of economy, to achieve completely other goals. So that's why I'm quite pessimistic from the European perspective. What do I observe in Canada here for last few days and last few years of our collaboration? It is opposite, yeah? Because in Canada, politics of memory is driven by the idea of reconciliation. And of course, it has a positive impact on the democracy, because it is broadening the area of democracy. It is creating a subjectivity of the groups that were excluded from the democratic process, and that's why, as we see, memory politics could have a positive impact for democracy as well. But there is a threat. There is always a threat. The threat that it will create, once again, it will create a field for a populist, for politicians who would like to use would like to use the sense of use the impression of endangered dignity of the majority for own political goals. Yeah, so always history and politics is it is very tricky field. So. I'm trying to answer myself for that questions for a while, and I don't know why, and I'm trying to answer. And it is very, very interesting, because a few years ago, or maybe even 20 years ago, or even in the 90s, when in Poland we discussed the differences between East and the West after the collapse of Soviet Union. So we distinguished East and the West in that way that East is the area where question of identity, of memory are crucial for social and political life. And the West is the area where socio-political life is driven by the question of development, of the redistribution of goods and economy. And what we have seen in the last few years, it is the Easternization of the West, yes, Occidentalization of the West, that, the whole idea of make America great again and other ideas driven by some kind of resentment that we knew from Eastern Europe, from Russia. They become very visible and in Western countries. and still it is very hard to give an answer to the question why it happened. It is for sure connected with the crisis of the understanding of the truth, crisis of the understanding of the facts, that we don't any longer believe in facts. Yes, so it's connected with the area of post-truth, where where there is no facts, there is only opinions, and everybody wants to have their own opinion and wants to fight for their own rights. So, and maybe I could speak a little bit more about why in Poland it becomes so important, why the history became so important in Poland. Yeah. So we observed that in about year 2000, in the beginning of the new age, we had a historical turn in Polish public life, because up to then the history was not very important topic of public life, of political life, but suddenly it became very important, and we may say that now that the right conservative parties' popularity was driven by their historical narratives, and we can answer for that question on two levels. The first level is that in the 1999 Poland joined NATO, and joining European Union seemed them to be very, very possible, and Poland joined the European Union in 2004. So, in somehow, Poles felt that they secured their future. So now is the time to secure the past, to secure the past. So in London there is a famous painting on the wall which says that the future is unwritten, and I think that in that moment Poles felt that the future is written, but the past is unwritten, so we have to deal with that.